got the boys with the toys and the big making noise. Hello and welcome to Andy's Little Sci-Fi Horror Show. My name's Andy.
I'm Ken.
This is October 17th or something like this. Halloween is still a couple of weeks away. This is like a precursor to the great video game 80s retro blast night that we have planned. Going here a little bit ahead of time to see what we've got here. The goal is we're gonna have 3 large old-fashioned tube TVs, like we have a gigantic one, and then a smaller one. I think it's like 32 inches, and they have a couple of smaller, I want to say 28 or 30-inch TVs downstairs. We're going to have 3 different video game consoles going with the Atari 2600 because it's going to be Drew, Ken, and I. We're going to have the Plug and Play Classics 8 and the Plug and Play Classics 9, which has even more games. We're going to have also a third one, which is a retro controller, but we're also going to bring back from the dead an Atari 2600. Not an actual Atari 2600, it's an Atari game, which is actually the same components of Atari 2600 except packaged under a license name by Sears.
Attention shoppers, the new Atari cartridge game is in.
Excuse me.
Uh-oh, George again.
Ooh, Atari's ASCII battle.
It comes with 27 games, but that's just for starters. You can get 9 cartridges, 187 games.
Blackjack. Oh!
I'd like an Atari.
Sorry, only our demonstrators left.
Mine!
No, George. Mine.
The new video computer system by Atari. More games, more fun.
But to do that, we need to hook up to these old TVs again. And we dug out from the grave an old switcher box. This is a beefier one than I'm accustomed to remembering. It's a little brass facet. Yeah. It's like, don't you love it when little pieces fall off and you just have no idea where they go? We're actually going to fix this, hardwire it always on, because we don't need it to be anything but always on for the Atari 2600. Because we're not changing. This isn't like the old days where you reach in the back and you switch from this TV to the game system. This is going to be on the game system entirely. So I think if we can figure out which prongs those are, I think we can bring this back to life.
You're a starship captain in an asteroid field. Blast the with your lasers or put up your shields. As a missile commander defending your city. If you're not quick enough, they'll show no pity. The invaders won't stop us from the skies they drop. Just keep coming.
3 out-of-this-world games from Atari, the #1 video computer system with more games than any other.
Everyone's gone Atari. The #1 video game.
It's going to be so awesome because if we can get the classic game system going, I'll show you what we got. Digging through the old system, like I said, we have the tele games. We got Street Racer. I haven't played in 100 years. We have the old controllers downstairs, and here we've got Star Raiders, Dark Cavern, Canyon Bombers, Dodger Car, Miss Pac-Man.
Hey Joey, what's she really like?
She's the most exciting woman I ever met.
Yeah?
Atari introduces the Woman of the Year, Ms. Pac-Man. Just like the arcade classic, 4 different game screens, floating fruit, even pretzels.
Honey, don't you know I'm more than Pac-Man with a bow?
Reach for Ms. Pac-Man.
Reach for Atari.
Defender.
The Defender sees lots of alien ships. The Defender sees lots of radar blips. Every blip is a ship.
Watch this, I got this, Captain.
On a body snatching trip. And it's up to Defender to save them. Defender, a great Atari game.
Have you played Defender? It's the newest of the smash hit home video games that just keep coming. Only from Atari.
She did better than me.
Have you played Atari today?
Real sports football, Ken. 2-player game. And the piece to resistance. E.T.
somebody out there? E.T. Video game?
It's the video game that lets you pretend you're E.T., running away from secret agents, falling into danger, finding a phone to call home, and discovering the best thing on earth, a friend. E.T., only from Atari.
So this is primarily the reason I want to get that thing going, which we will. And we have the old retrofit controllers. Oh my god, this is going to be so freaking cool. Oh yeah, that sounds healthy. Well, maybe if it doesn't work too well, we'll crack into it ahead of time and see if we can get it to work. But yeah, so Halloween's in a couple of weeks, but a little bit shortly after that, the family's going away. And if you have no idea what the hell this is, but people our age, we know what this is for. Oh, this is gonna be awesome. Okay.
Discover a world beyond your wildest dreams. Discover Atari. Pioneers in coin video games like Centipede, Tempest, and Asteroids that challenge you, excite you, test you like never before. Discover the Atari that opened your eyes to the world's most popular home video games like Space Invaders, Missile Command, and Warlords. Discover the Atari that brought you a home computer truly designed for the home. Sophisticated for advanced needs, yet simple enough for your child to use. Compose music, play advanced games, manage your finances, all at the touch of a button. Discover Atari. And discover how far you can go.
Here's the patience and all this.
Well, I think we can make it a permanent connection.
Good. I imagine so.
I kind of wish there was a way to test it.
I'm not quite ready for testing just yet. The big TV's right downstairs. You want to go take a look on the back of it, see what kind of connection it actually needs? Because it is a big tube TV, but it's actually not really that old of a big tube TV.
We can see what our options are.
Right. Our options one, I'll show you where that option is. Come here. Right, so that's pardon me, Ted. In here, we got, this is a wire graveyard. Right on top, coax cable. Oh, and you got A versions. That's for the Nintendo NES. We got a paddle. I mean, like we had the push keyboard thing too. Oh, right there, coax. Oh, wait a minute, no. What is that?
It's an
oh,
S.
that's an S. Wow, that's some ancient technology there. Did you just say what I said you said?
Why don't we get some paper clips and see if we can connect these things?
He's gonna MacGyver it. Frankenstein Electronics and Candy Bones in the foreground. This is quality TV.
Okay.
Okay, Ken? The built-in console plug-and-play ones, they have a small shaft, not the little thing like that. We're not planning on opening up, we want it to work. I mean, I'm pretty sure it works. I mean, absolute worst case scenario, they still do sell these at That's Entertainment. I've always had good luck with them. And they still sell like Atari cartridges too.
I wish they told me how much the voltage was.
Wow. Oh, I remember we had the color TV and we just switched it to that just to see the games in black and white.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, combat looks much cleaner. I mean, you got a much more of a crisper image because you don't have any of the refresher rate blurring of the red. It's like when you watch the old 80s horror films on VHS, the red always like smeared across the screen from playing. And I just love the difficulty level switches are on the console itself. Oh, that's a rough feeling reset. I don't know who owned this before, but that reset has seen some anger. Remember that sound, Ken?
No resetting.
That was the sound from our childhood. And then your classic.
Pay a quarter every time you hit the reset button.
No, that's the beauty of having it at home. It was a home entertainment system.
New generation, they think they invented the pay-to-play games, but we had pay-to-play too. We call them 30 more coins.
To wrap things up here, we need a 1/8" power source, a hope and a prayer, and some paper clips for this. You have the TVs, the coax cables, and all that. A retro 80s game night is going to be pretty freaking amazing.
How many volts did the Atari 2600 require?
It's at least 7.5 volts and somewhere between 200 to 400 milliamperes depending on the cartridge you're playing.
Well, on that 8-bit Atari video game note, my name's Andy.
I'm Ken.
It's coming and it's going to be awesome.